What's up, guys? Alright, I kind of alluded to this in one of my videos. There's been a lot of buzz about this thing. I've been to my local vape shop a couple of times, and a lot of people have been looking at these things. And I've had this sucker, I guess about a month or two after they came out. I got this thing. They've been on the market a little while now, and I've been using it for 2.5, 3 months now. Man, I love it. What I'm talking about here, the little critter, let me get my old Russian off the top of it. The little critter I'm talking about is this. The AR mod, the Tac Mods Usa AR mod. Man, this thing is built beefy, it is built tough. You can see it's got that look like the front quad rail on an AR-15. It's got what looks like the little, what do they call them things? Weaver rails. Got nice knurled grips on the top and bottom of it. The bottom's got a unique feature, that old fire button, which you can see kind of the high points of wear, and I'll get into that later. But the bottom button is an octagonal shaped button. It's got a little logo on there, and for the life of me, I've stared at that thing for hours, and I can't figure out what it is. But, it's got that octagonal shape to it. Now, wherever you set this thing at, however you prefer your spring pressure, I prefer mine a little tighter. Wherever that thing's set at, it's not going to back out. You hit this thing all you want to, it ain't going to back and fall out of there. You know, it's got some vent lines cut up in the top there. Of course, the top, if you look at it pretty well straight on, it looks like the inside of a scope. It's got the little windage and elevation notches like the inside of a scope does, which is cool as shit. They put a lot of design into this thing. Comes in a variety of different colors. They're all Cerakoted, which is a gun coating. It's a real tough coating. The only wear I've dropped this thing. It's fell out of the pickup. I've rolled it off a workbench at the shop. The only real scratches on it is right there on the bottom, and that's where it rides in the cup holder on my tractor. And of course the high points here on these little rail sections, just from sticking it in a pocket, keeping it in my vape bag, and in the cup holder on the tractor, in the pickup, and that's really the only wear points on it. I mean, even the knurled grips. And like I said, I've put this thing through some abuse. I think this thing's tough enough you can probably drive over with a pickup or a tractor or hell, even semi-truck. I ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna happen. I like this thing too much. I wouldn't recommend doing that. But man, you can see this thing, that's got some nice deep grooves. I mean, the threads on this thing are just smooth as glass. They always have been. You know, top and bottom are the same way. You're not going to cross thread this thing. I can almost guarantee that. You know, it's a nice, well-built piece. Plenty of holes for ventilation, keeping the old battery cool. I just got a drip tip, or not a drip tip, an RDA dripper, I should say. And I've been running that thing low ohms, and even this old Russian, I run it right below 1 ohm. Man, that old battery, you get the chain vaping on it, and it'll warm up, and it'll heat up. And this thing, it's got plenty of ventilation. It'll cool off in a hurry. But you got full copper contacts, top and bottom. Nice big O-rings, which your battery sits on there before you hit it. And you know, it's got the adjustable top post and the adjustable center pin. And man, it's just a really nice setup. We'll go up close and I'll kind of show you a little closer view of it. Bear with me, guys. This thing may shake a little bit. I don't have one of them fancy stands. I'm doing all this with my old trusty tablet. But now you can see it's got that Cerakoting on it, and you can kind of see the red stippling on this thing now. This one doesn't have as much red on it as some of them do. I've seen some that are just, I mean, almost solid red. And like I said, you can kind of see on the high points some of the wear on it and everything. But You know, this thing, the serial numbers are stamped into them. This one's 1114. They come with a little dog tag, and I've got mine on my vape bag. I ain't gonna take it off, but they come with a little dog tag it's on a little chain like the old military dog tags are, and it's got your serial number stamped on it. And let me look on here and see what she says real quick. Or hell, I'll just pull my vape bag over here and show you. See what she says here. If I can find it. There it is. Find her in the viewfinder there. Tac Mods USA. Made in the USA. That comes with it. And that's your serial number tag. Tells you where it came from. That is how you verify this little sucker is an authentic. They are supposedly coming out with a clone. I've heard rumors of. I have not seen. Paint all over my fingers today. I'm painting a toolbox at work. But now you can see that nice big old fat O-ring that your battery sits on. The copper contacts are real good. It's got a little Delrin insulator. I'm assuming it's Delrin down inside there. It feels like Delrin, looks like Delrin. I've messed around with that stuff before. But it's got that down in there, and then of course down that copper contact goes all the way through that sucker. That's a solid pin. Then of course, like I said, this one here is that one there is your adjustable. You screw it out and screw it in to adjust for battery rattle. And this thing here, it's a little different. This is different than factory. The factory spring on it, I wasn't a big fan of. It was real weak, and of course on this one, for whatever reason, that button it would tend to stick one direction or the other, and it would hang fire, and it would stay on. So I got to digging around in my toolbox one day, and I've got a gun box that I keep a bunch of parts and everything in. I found a spring that is an actual factory spring to my AR, and I made it work. It was a factory trigger spring to my AR-15, and I cut it and trimmed it and kind of stretched it a little bit, and it works. But now that like I said, you can see them threads real good up here. I mean, they're good deep threads. They're like a big heavy pipe thread. Now, I mean, it kind of, you'll collect dirt and dust inside these holes, and it'll wear on the high points. But all in all, guys, this is a tough, stout mod. I've run it a lot. Like I said, I've had it the last 2-3 months, and I loved it. All right. Like I said, I mean, and it doesn't, on this tube, it doesn't matter. It'll go either way. You can stick your, if you want your lettering to be on the top, it can be on the top. If you want it on the bottom, it can be on the bottom. It doesn't matter either way. I always prefer it on the bottom, just personal preference. Like I said, these things come in a number of different colors. You can get them black with the red stippling. You can get them black with green stippling. Which the stippling, for those that may not know, that's basically that splatter, that red splatter that's on there. So you can get it black with the red splatter. You can get it black with green splatter. They've got one that's a brass or a copper finish to it. They've got one that's chrome. They've got, I mean, if you go to their website, guys, it's tacmodsusa.com, I believe. Look on my little, yeah, tacmodsusa.com. It's got it on that dog tag of mine. If you go to that website, guys, you can look and see all the different options and variations, and dig around my bag here, I'll find my little dipper. I've got it in there somewhere. I'll keep her wrapped up. You can go on there and look. I mean, you can see all the options they got. Like I said, I did see a picture of some on the internet. I looked them up. The Chinese clones. I'm assuming I've heard it's a Chinese company doing it. I haven't for sure heard much about them, but the company that's making the clones of these, they've got a few different color variations. I saw a pink and black one. Looked actually kind of cool. Say what you want to. Well, I'd vape it. I don't know what the price is going to be on them. I think I saw like 25 or 30 bucks on one or two of them, but that was a bulk purchase. Now, I have nothing against clones. I don't care one way or the other. I'm digging through my bag trying to find my juice, in case y'all are wondering here. I'm not intentionally trying to be an ass here. I'm trying to find my juice. I set her somewhere out here. Hell, laying right beside me. Go figure. Strawberry lemonade. It's good stuff. I got mine from 180 Vape out of Lubbock, Texas. They are good folks over there. It's where I've got pretty much everything I've got, with the exception of one battery. That's where I've gotten everything I've got was from 180. They got real good customer service. They're real friendly, real sociable people. They know a lot about this stuff. I paid right around $200 for mine, so it is a little pricey. But as far as, you know, everything to it, I mean, like I said, it's got adjustable, which I've got a little gap. Y'all can't see that in there, and it's bugging the crap out of me. So I'm gonna go in here and of course, I need to adjust that. But I'm gonna screw that little sucker out, and then I'll screw that down flush, just plumb flat flush. Now I'll screw that thing back up till it touches, and voila. Of course, any of you guys that have been around these mods, y'all know that whole thing. Of course, anybody that's been around these Zeniths, you know my fingers are covered in juice right now. That's part of the RDAs, man. That's part of it. And of course, I get the battery pin too high. Naturally, I would. Had her all put together and running perfect a while ago. There we go. Perfect. Grab my old rag. Some folks use paper towels. I use cut up t-shirts. They work great. But man, it performs like a champ. It's tough built. It's hard to beat. I mean, like I said, if the clones are cheaper and they perform the same and they look the same, hey, by all means, I don't care. Go for it. I've got nothing against them. But this thing, man, is a beast. It really is. Fits an 18650 battery. I can't brag enough on this thing. I've loved it, man. Hell, I'll get a pull on it and end on it. If there's anything y'all want to know, any questions y'all have about this, leave a comment below. I don't think I've got my email address on here, but leave a comment and I'll get back with you. Anyway, guys, vape on. Adios.